welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and joins. Welcome back to the GSL Super Tournament. Here we have NesTea versus Bomber coming up. It's going to be a fantastic matchup. I don't know why I did that. Sorry.
Everyone thought we had like a secret caster coming in here.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Badger Trap. I'm going to be casting today.
Can you keep up with it?
I actually used to sometimes on my YouTube videos, like every once in a while, just mix things up. I would do casts with like a different theme, and there was once where I did a cast entirely with the voice of like an alien who thought he was going to rule Earth.
Specifically an alien who thought he was going to rule Earth, not just like an alien.
Yeah, because this character was like constantly insulting the puny attempts at battle that the inferior Terrans were doing, stuff like that.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, it got mixed response.
Where can people follow you on YouTube? Subscribe to your videos.
Oh, Moletrap SC2 is where all my SC2 videos are. Yeah, that was an old Brood War video that I did.
You can follow you on Twitter too, right?
You can.
At Moletrap?
Now that you mention it, at Moletrap.
You can follow me.
Hey, can't they follow you also?
Yeah, you can follow me at FXO Wolf. You can, if you guys want to. I mean, you don't have to. I'm not.
You can follow Gum TV.
If I get 10,000 followers, though, I swear I'm going to buy a hedgehog.
You're going to buy a hedgehog if you get 10,000 followers?
I'm going to buy a hedgehog. All right, let's take a look at our players. All right, first up, we've got StarTail Bomber. His win rate versus Zerg recently is 100%, but of course it's not extremely telling of his entire career. Did take out TSL Killer to get here. He's currently in Code S. Defeated MVP to gain his Code A championship title. A player who is one of the scariest players out there. People have been talking about how scary this guy is for a long time, and now he's finally making it into these big tournaments. He's out of Code A, into Code S, and that super tournament. And he's playing against none other than NesTea. Great Zerg player. He's got his work cut out for him, but he looks pretty calm. We just talked to him very briefly during the break, and he seemed extremely calm there as well. Wouldn't really reveal any of his secrets or strategies. We asked him if he'd win, and his coach said maybe. Maybe.
Yep, just maybe. He said he's pretty good, though. He's looking forward to it. Yeah, Bomber, he actually hasn't really played much against Terrans in the GSL. I'm sorry, against Zergs. He played against Lucira once in the February Team League, and he beat him. But he has played a lot of Zergs outside, like in the Zotac team and Asia Champions Trophy. He's won almost all of them. He's 11-3 versus Zerg. But here's NesTea, who's an absolute ridiculous nerd melon baller.
Yeah, he actually won Code S, if you guys remember, against Inko last season. He stomped him, in fact.
He's like, oh, I heard you won Code A. I won Code S.
Well, of course, he's still in Code S. His win rate versus Terran, who's seen a lot more games out of him recently, is 70.6%. Took out SC in some epic games. And he's also wearing the new I Am shirt. Punched himself in the face, get him warmed up. New sponsor looks like Googums. I'm going to look that up when I get back. It's probably a Korean company because I've never heard of it myself.
It says Fly Googums on the sleeve.
Yeah, it could be two different companies.
Oh, that's true.
I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. He hasn't played too many Terrans lately, but the last one was SC, who was a monster of a Terran that he took out 3-2 in epic fashion. And before that, he took Jinro out in the group stages as well.
That's true. SC actually a really good TVZ player as well, so it was no easy feat. And as you guys watched, it wasn't easy. It was a pretty intense series. So we'll see, though, because Bomber is an awesome player as well. Some might say he is the best player out there. In fact, some do say he's the best player out there right
like
now.
Him. No, he's actually like...
He's pretty humble.
He's kind of like a mix of modest and also like confident. Like he'll tell you, oh yeah, I've got the best, Terra versus Protoss. I've got the best, it's fine. But at the same time, if you're like, are you going to win? He's like, oh, maybe.
Yeah, it's like if you ask him, he'll tell you what he thinks, but he's not just going to go out and brag about it. Alright, looks like NesTea has eliminated Xel'Naga Caverns, and Bomber actually eliminated Dual Sight. Interesting choices. The first map will be on Tal'Darim Altar. The second set is on Crossfire, a map I think it's almost impossible for Zergs to win on right now. That's my personal opinion. It's just a map architecture that really does not lend itself to melee units being able to fight efficiently against ranged units, just to put it specifically. So I think the second map or rather the first map is really important for NesTea because if he gets the crossfire, I don't think he'll have a very good chance there. We'll see though. Game has started. We're about to get into it. You ready, Moltrap?
I am pretty ready, man.
Pretty ready.
I've been so ready for so long. I was looking forward to this for days. Here we go. Let's get into the first game.
StarTale Bomber versus I am NesTea.
Dude, the music that they have with that like little intro sounds like you should be like rolling down the street at 5 miles an hour on your pimped ride. Anyway, here's our Terran player.
StarTale Bomber.
Who's red.
Indeed he is. Not red in the face though, he's not embarrassed to be here at the GSL.
And here's a player who's definitely not cowardly. He is.
I am NesTea.
Despite being yellow.
It's true, he's wearing a yellow shirt in fact as well.
Yeah, take the plunge, go NesTea, go. That is a spawning pool, by the way. I didn't get that at first.
Hail the Bear Lord. Shout out to Grayson, Frankie, and Steve, maybe.
So it's a spawning pool, get it? Spawning pool, take the plunge into the spawning pool. By the way, thanks again to LG Cinema and G-Skill and Intel. All three of those companies are awesome for supporting us. And here we have Bomber. Man, he took out the best Terran there was. He took out MVP in Code A Finals. Here he is taking on the best Zerg player. Will he be able to pull it out or not? The Zerg player has gone hatch first on Tal'Darim.
It's very true. Some members in our audience is trying to hold up a cheerful guy in front of her. Like, got a big shadow. It's really funny. And he doesn't realize that she's trying to hold it up. You'll get a shot of it in a second.
Anyway, so Bomber is probably going to go for a quick expansion. I'm not sure exactly what he's going to do at this point. Does he have gas, actually, Bomber? I think he does.
Well, Bomber is going to just make a bunker right in NesTea's face.
Too.
That's what he's going to do.
In your face!
And it's really interesting. We saw actually some players do this. A lot of the time, you can get away with doing this because it makes your opponent pull drones. And even if you have to cancel the bunker, it's fine. Because the lost mining time here is more significant than the bunker.
True. Like,
much more significant. And he's just going to cancel that. The drones are still freaking out, too. NesTea actually being a little bit paranoid. Well, he's going to make another bunker. This is beautiful. I love this move. Forcing the drones off the line several times. Cancels again.
Not sure if that last one was particularly worth it, but... yeah, definitely freaking NesTea out. I mean, NesTea, you want to take it seriously. You can't be like, oh, he's faking me out with a fake bunker. I'm going to fake attack with some fake drones. You need to actually take it seriously just in case there's some follow-up there.
Absolutely.
And there's that commands that are going down for Bomber in the background. Usually once the action starts, we don't show any more cheerful, so we'll maybe see it next game.
Yeah, it was just a funny situation. That's why I was laughing so much about it. Oh, Bomber lifted his factory a little bit too early. Well.
He's doing some push-ups with his factory there. Looked like he was thinking about switching over to the reactor, but he also wanted to make sure that Zerglings didn't run underneath it while it was lifted. Now he's going to switch it.
He even canceled those Marines he was making just to ensure that he could switch it safely. The Spinecrawler is going up for NesTea at the top of his ramp. So we'll see. Doesn't look like he plans on getting a Roach Warren, though. Just wants to hold with the Spinecrawler. It's very obvious that he's going to be encountering Hellions in the near future, so... Feels pretty comfortable, though, with that one Spinecrawler. And if anyone could do that, hold it with just one Spine and the Queen, I think it'd be NesTea.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is it's kind of a trade-off where if you only go for the Spinecrawler and you don't get any Roaches, then you're a little bit less mobile. And if the Hellions do get by, you can be in trouble. But if you invest in Roaches, that's a lot of money that you have to spend to get those Roaches that you could be spending on drones and what have you. And here comes the Hellions. And are they going to get denied? They're taking some hits. The Spinecrawler's up, but they still have enough damage to run by if they want to. I think it's probably best for him not to. He might lose one on the way. And he is going to go ahead and stay safe. And be better safe than sorry. Keep those Hellions alive.
Yeah, NesTea doing a pretty good job with these Queens. The Spinecrawler landing, I should say burrowing. Spinecrawlers don't fly.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Wait for Heart of the Swarm.
You know something I don't know, Moltrap?
Just kidding.
Moltrap, I thought there was an NDA about that.
I wasn't supposed to tell. No. They're gonna have like banelings that split into more than one baneling.
That's true.
Stuff like
That's
that.
actually public. It's not a secret. That one Hellion has 5 hit points left, so be very careful with that. All right, so it looks like he's just going to immediately switch up using that reactor on the starport, transferring some SCVs now. Roachborn going up and a Baneling Nest for NesTea. So he wants to get those Roaches out just in case the Hellions become more prevalent than they are now. It actually loses one Hellion there. And NesTea going to take a quick third base. That's how brave and bold he is.
He's brave. He ain't yellow.
That's
Except
true.
the color of his units are yellow.
And the color of his shirt.
And his shirt, that's right. Okay, he is pretty yellow today, isn't he?
That's true. But NesTea, I think taking the third base is smart. In most cases, it's not. But NesTea Scout, you saw, oh, you're making a really nice wall off. You're making 2 bunkers. And you made a few Hellions and lost them. What could you be doing? You can't really have that much to attack me yet. You won't have siege tanks yet because you made those Hellions. So it's smart to take a third base. It's not even that risky in this situation. So NesTea is not just kind of blindly making these choices. He's assessing the situation and going with it. Stim has been started as well as the lair.
He's not blindly making these choices. He's wearing his glasses today.
He is.
Actually, was he?
Yeah, he actually was.
Okay, good stuff. I'm not.
Well, neither am I. I actually don't have perfect vision.
No?
But it's pretty good, so you usually can get away with it. Only if I sit at the back of a classroom or something. If I'm trying to play like a split-screen video game on a tiny TV, every now and then I'm sitting on like the faraway couch, I'm like, I have to go get my glasses just so I can see my health or whatever. That's the only time.
I've been wearing glasses so long that my eyes have gotten used to it, so I used to be able to see things close, but now I have something like a few feet away from me, I can't even see it, so if I didn't have my contacts, I couldn't even see the screen in front of me right now. But I do have my contacts, it's okay. Don't panic.
It's alright, I think
Bomber going for the Viking, getting that Viking out before some medevacs in order to toast some Overlords, keep map vision down for NesTea.
We saw Ryung do that last series.
It's really
was able to get a lot of Overlords with it. It's pretty smart. If you can get away with it, you're just got a reactor starport, you've got the production ability to just make a Viking. It's so worth it. You get map control, you can scout. Look at this, these 2 Overlords, where are they going to run?
There's 3 Overlords over there, man, and they're going to have a hard time getting back to Queensville.
Or indeed, it looks like he will at least get one of these Overlords if he targets it properly. He's going to get that one. Probably needs to back away. Does back away. Some Zerglings coming just in case. Spreading that creep. Overlords got scared. They dropped some creep out.
Scared the creep out of them. They were scared creepless.
That's really funny. Scared the creep out of them.
Stim is almost done, by the way. Which is just an interesting thing to note. And 1-1 weapons or 1-1 weapons armor for Bio is on the way as well. For Bomber, it's got a nice little wall, so you can defend with relatively few units at that wall. It's going to be good later on. It looks like he's going to move out, and we'll see if he decides to take his third or if he's going to push. Oh my goodness, NesTea is pulling a Violet, and it's saved up enough for like 13 mutas when that Spire pops.
Oh yeah, indeed. 12 mutas in production.
Not as good as Violet's.
Not quite.
Almost.
Well, there he goes, makes the 13th now.
Okay.
And this is a smart move by Bomber. I like what he's doing here. He can move forward, take those rocks down. Now he can actually even pressure a little bit with those units if he wants to, but with the timing of these mutas, it might behoove him to stay at home for a little bit longer. He may realize, okay, the muta's got to be coming out any second now. I saw the Spire. Don't want to move out just yet, not until I solidify my defenses, get some missile turrets up, maybe get a Thor out. His armory's finishing up, as well as the second factory.
Yeah, I think you're right. There's definitely behoovance going on here.
NesTea is double expanding, by the way, right now, taking the 3 o'clock position and the natural of the top right base.
Wow. He's really confident that he can keep Bomber in his base with those mutas.
He's even making a macro hatchery, so he's 3 hatcheries in production right now.
That's
Blue wants to
ridiculous.
power out a ton of drones, I think. In fact, actually, NesTea has 101 drones right now.
Oh my god.
Is this real life? I was like, oh, maybe he doesn't have that many drones as much as I thought. Maybe he's going to be able to make drones if he needs to, but he wants to make some attacking units right now. No.
That is insane.
He's got 101 drones. That's more than half of his supply.
Yeah, and I mean, here's the thing is like, he's going to harass with these mutas. He's getting +1 weapons. If he can keep Bomber in his base, then that's totally going to pay off because he's going to get so much money in the bank from 100 drones mining that it's just going to be ridiculous.
And he's actually making a ton of spine crawlers right now.
Oh, interesting.
So I think he may have realized I've got a lot of drones, but I can make these spine crawlers to defend.
It's a good idea because Bomber very likely to do drops. Even with those mutas on the map, you have to do something as a Terran to try and get back at the Zerg, keep them from doing what NesTea's doing and just getting a sick economy. So you often see drops going around the other side of the map from where the mutas were. So putting down a few spine crawlers at your remote bases is a really smart idea.
Indeed it is. Now actually some mutas are going to run in to the natural. There are a few missile turrets. Targets one down. May target down the second. SCV is taking some glaive worm damage there. A lot of Banelings morphing actually in secret with some roaches to back them up.
That is he going to attack with that?
I think I actually understand NesTea's plan. He's got 108 drones. I think he's just going to keep not throwing units away, but keep like attacking repeatedly because he has such the economy to remax instantly every time he does.
He's going Sauron Zerg.
He is.
He's going Sauron Zerg, which is just the style of Zerg where you just have so much economy and production that you just make a ton of units and just throw them at your enemy without bothering to micro too much. And here he comes in with those mutas, again trying to pull Bomber back a little bit, but Bomber knows he has to do something soon and is moving across the map, meeting a bunch of those spine crawlers, which are trying to slow his push. And while he's trying to get infestors out...
In fact, there are 13 more spine crawlers on the way. NesTea realizing he has a ton of drones. This is a really new and interesting style from NesTea, but he is starting to lose those spine crawlers pretty quickly. And actually, NesTea not having a very solid army is going to kind of struggle to deal with this because even if he takes out these Marines, the threat of the siege tanks is still going to be there. And in fact, I kind of think it's silly that Bomber's throwing away his Marines here. He doesn't even need to be attacking with those Marines at all when he has siege tanks there.
Yeah, that's a little bit weird. I think maybe he realizes that the time is ticking away right now because Hive is almost finished. And there's infestors on the way. He's got more Marines coming in. NesTea thought there might have been a chance and comes in from the left with those mutas to pick off reinforcements. There's too many Marines there, though. And you're right, he's just throwing away these Marines. They are really cheap. I mean, he's still maxed despite all those Marines. But oh, Baneling's coming in from both sides! Slaughtering everything along with the mutas to support. And wow, Bomber just lost 60 supply in like 3 seconds.
That's true, and in fact, NesTea used those Banelings to kill tanks. He did. He was just like, no, I have over 100 drones. What are you going to do if I use my Banelings on your tanks? I'm just going to make a bajillion units. He's got 2,000 minerals in the bank, 300 resources.
Yeah. Yeah, this is going to get ridiculous very soon. And I think this is kind of what NesTea did against SC, actually, if I remember correctly, on this map. He's just like, I'm going to take the map, make a billion spine crawlers to slow you down while I get the killing blow tech. That's exactly what he's doing. He's still got a billion spine crawlers. He's getting the Greater Spire and making corruptors and infestors. The infestors are also to slow things down. And here he comes in again.
Running forward here, there are a lot of Banelings.
He needs to split.
Does start to split his Marines, but there's so many Banelings. He's not splitting well enough.
Oh, and every Marine goes down, but he does kill off all the Banelings and Lings at the very least. Vikings are already in play hardcore. There's a lot of Vikings right now, so when the Broodlords come out, they won't be able to do too much, actually.
Spinecrawler is killing off those Marines. He needs to save those Marines. He can't throw them away. He can't afford to do that anymore. Spinecrawler going to kill a siege tank. Almost. NesTea has 7 infestors out. In front of his army, 6 actually. I miscounted. Vikings.
He needs to be careful he doesn't get a fungal on those Vikings. Vikings really need to fall back until they have some Marines to fight with.
Well, here's the thing. If NesTea decides, okay, I'm just not going to make Broodlords, he doesn't even have to make them. And the Vikings aren't really doing all that much but killing Corruptors at this point. And they're just taking up supply that were very expensive. And all of them are just going to die right now for almost nothing.
Yeah, and he needed to keep at least a few of them in the back for the Broodlords, which are now morphing. But I like this. He's sieged on the low ground as well.
Yeah, but the thing is, NesTea could care less about this base at this point because he has so many other mining bases.
True.
And
he already ran his drones, and like they're just mining somewhere else anyway.
Exactly. So it's kind of a tough spot for Bomber. He's trying to make whatever he can work.
What's going on at the top right base?
For NesTea?
For NesTea.
Ultralisk Cavern. That's what's going on over there.
Okay. Oh, there's just a weird blob.
Oh, there's just a bunch of Overlords.
Okay, never mind.
I was like, what are you talking about?
Nothing interesting is going on, that's what.
All right, there are a lot of Broodlords out. Well, actually, there's just 3, but 3 is a lot when it comes to Broodlords. And those siege tanks are going to be forced to unsiege. Marines can't even dart under those Broodlords because there's so many units out for NesTea.
More Vikings coming in, but there are some Infestors there that could fungal those Vikings. They're not, though, so they're going to take out 1, possibly 2. Just drop an Infested Terrans. Doesn't want to use a fungal on only 2 Vikings. And
all those Infested Terrans are just too slow to catch up to that Viking. Does lose a Broodlord.
And it's going to polish off those Broodlords with Marines. So, Greater Spire Tech doing no damage right now, but there's an Ultralisk Cavern in play. Chitinous Plating is on the way.
Yeah, I think NesTea may want to... Oh, there's a little drop up at the top right. And all those Overlords that you were talking about earlier actually may come into play here if Bomber decides to target those.
Yeah, he might want to... I think targeting the hatchery is a better move here. Planetary in a little bit of danger. A lot of Banelings coming. He needs to repair, but the Zergling's got the surround. He actually goes for the SCVs with the Banelings instead, and the Zerglings polish off the Planetary. Nice move there at the left side of the map. But we're going to have 3-3 Ultras, or 3-2 Ultras in a moment, and 3-2 Adrenal Gland Zerglings. Basically, NesTea's about to unleash Heck.
He is, man. And it looks like this is Bomber's last attempt, his last stand. He's got a huge army. I mean, he's basically maxed. He's not quite maxed, but his army is still pretty scary. So NesTea is just waiting for the right moment to engage this. And here come the Ultras. This might be the moment. Running forward, doing a lot of damage to those Marines. Here comes some Speelings and Banelings from the back.
Oh,
a lot of Infestors. Nice fumbles, but throwing away so many Infestors.
Whoa, Bomber's so lucky. Those Marines are so low on health. They had nowhere to run. They were trapped between a rock and a hard place.
This is actually Bomber's chance to come back. He can come in here, kill some tech, kill a lot of drones.
Yeah, he really needs to. Those Ultralisks they're just too strong right now with those Marines at low health. He needs to fall back to the tanks.
Bomber does have 3-3 upgrades for those Marines, and here come the Ultralisks, though, targeting down those siege tanks.
Yeah, and the Marines are just at such low health that the Ultralisks can kill more than one at once, but they do survive long enough. And meanwhile, a drop going on.
A drop at one of NesTea's mining bases. There are so many spine crawlers there that the Marines can't do a whole lot.
Yeah, the drones engaging instead of falling behind those spine crawlers. A little bit of a mistake, I think. NesTea down to only 60 drones.
Oh, and actually Bomber's going to attack one of the only mining bases left of NesTea here.
Wow.
And he actually could lose his Ultralisk Cavern as well during this engagement. Here comes some Speedlings and Ultras to clean up, though. So it looks like he will keep the Ultra Cavern, but not the hatchery.
Targets down the hatchery, and Bomber just is attacking everywhere at once. He's like, oh, you're mining in 7 places? I'll attack 4. You know?
Actually, at this point, NesTea is down to just 1 mining base, Moltrap. Well, he's got this natural, which is kind of mining. He's got 3 drones there. It's so close to death, though. Bomber's showing us that in these scrappy situations, he has great potential to do damage. He's got drops going everywhere. It's like, oh, you don't have any mutas left? I guess I'll just drop you everywhere.
Bomber is getting low on... he's still got a decent income, but he's getting low on the minerals in his bases, though. So he needs to... Yeah, in fact, he just mined out his 3rd. He's going to mine out his natural in a moment. So he needs to capitalize on this advantage and take another base. Because I don't think he can quite go for the kill yet.
Not quite. But it looks like he's going to do another drop here, or is thinking about it. Wants to force a cancel on this hatchery again if he can. Going to have to pick up, though, because the Zerglings are surrounding his units. And that was a little bit funky. You know, normally in that situation, it's like the Marines are against the wall. It's not that bad. Mobius reactor being researched back at home, by the way.
I did know that one. I did know the name of the Ghost Energy upgrade.
That's a good thing. Now, a lot of Ultras out for NesTea. 9 Ultras out for NesTea.
Oh my god.
So that's pretty scary.
That is really...
Even with 50 Marines out on the map, if you get those Ultras in a good spot and you get the Banelings coming in, it gets pretty bad.
Yeah. Oh my god. I'm seriously
it's like a conga line of Ultras.
I seriously just had the urge to just like jump out of my chair and run out of the studio. That's so scary. Bomber does have a nice defense at his natural right now, but he might lose his new mining base at the bottom.
Yeah, got Broodlords attacking those units, and now the SCVs are going to get trapped.
Oh no.
Oh man, the Ultra's going to do some splash. Oh!
Oh god.
That was like we were in unison. We were like, ah!
Oh, that was painful. That was painful to watch.
Well,
man.
even after losing those, he still has 32 SCVs left, which is basically enough to saturate 1 base, which is what he needs to do.
Yeah, well, he needs a base.
Yeah,
though.
exactly. That's the problem. doesn't really have a base.
Oh,
NesTea
nice.
has rebuilt that base up at the top right. He's got, that base mining, he's got his natural kind of remining. It's almost out of minerals.
It's so crazy that we've seen this game go from like a huge macro game with both players having an insane economy and maxed armies to like a game where they both have big armies, but no one's mining at all.
Exactly.
Although NesTea is doing okay because he's got his natural still.
Yeah, now, if you look at the income tab right now, it's 1,500 minerals per minute for NesTea and 880.
Well, it's about to jump
Bomber.
up because Bomber did just finally land that bottom middle base again.
That's true. NesTea knows that's all he's mining, and he's just trying to get an army ready to challenge it. He's got some Banelings ready. He may run in here. Some Brewlords leading the charge. Actually, they're just maybe a bad rally. Here they come.
Oh, here comes those Ultras.
So many Ultras running around the tanks. Here come the Banelings, though. The Marines were smartly at the back, but I think there may be too many Ultras. Nice bungles. All of those units getting cleaned up, and I think NesTea is going to take game one, Moltrap.
That is going to be game because he's going to GG Bomber. His last mining base about to die. Leaves the game, and man, that was crazy. Some nice EMPs there at the end, just to point that out. He did EMP a couple of the infestors. Like, those ghosts, like, had Ultras on top of them, like, thrusting their spikes at them, and they still had the, like, wherewithal to shoot their EMP past the Ultras of the infestors. But guess what? There was more infestors. So he fungled everything.
There was enough.
And it didn't even matter. NesTea taking game one, coming back from the brink of bankruptcy. He's like, it's all right, I'm going to file for bankruptcy and have all my debts taken away and then buy the rest of my army on cash and kill you with it.
That was a great analogy, Moltrap. You went really in-depth on that one.
Thank you.
All right, the next map is Crossfire. So, like I said, that was a really important match for NesTea to win because I think it's going to be very difficult for him to win here on Crossfire. A map which architecture, which is, or is there like a possessive word for that? Which is the map, which is architecture, the map architecture of,
well,
I'm just gonna say, yeah, oh, okay, the map architecture of which. I was like, there's no way to say witches except like, you know,
you see the
with
map.
hats.
A
Okay.
map, comma, the architecture.
I know, I'm an
of
English
which-
major, I'm terrible at these things. I don't know what I'm talking about. But it's the map architecture of this map. We'll talk about it in a second. This game's about to get started. Can Bomber come back and take this to a 1-1, or will NesTea close it out 2-0? Let's find out here at the GSL.